Sometimes people like to tarnish social media, but do you know what? When you've got things on your chest, I think it's so healthy to get it off. I'm on take pictures and then this week. If I'm always late, guys.
Hi guys, welcome to Stacey's Rant. Somebody's got to talk to me.
Sometimes people like to tarnish social media, but do you know what? When you've got things on your chest, I think it's so healthy to get it off. And sometimes you might not have somebody to call at that specific moment, and there may be somebody that wants to hear this kind of information, may feel supported in what I'm saying, because right now I'm a mother, right? I've been a mother for nearly 21 years. My eldest daughter I raised single-handedly, and my daughter just called me as well. And it wasn't an easy road without the support from my family and some close friends. I just don't know. I just honestly don't know. And my thing is sort of, like when you have absent fathers, how, and I really wish that guys will get involved in this conversation, not just with me, but just generally. You've got absent fathers for whatever reason. And I'm not talking about absent fathers where they're away from the child because, the child's mother's been difficult, or they're not allowed access to the children because of safety reasons. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these absent fathers that are out there. You've created a whole human or humans, and for no reason whatsoever. Maybe you're fed up with the relationship. Fair enough. You've just absconded and left your children. How do you do that? How? Okay, if you've got irritations or what have you with your child's mother, fair enough. But what does that have to do with the child? At the end of the day, who's suffering? And this is a conversation that needs to be had, because I was raised in a single parent home, and I have so many questions, more questions than answers when it comes to my own father's absence. It's not healthy, especially when you have no valid reason to be away, excuse me, from your children. It's just very bugging, and it's very triggering when I think about it. It's one topic that I feel needs to be explored. It really does need to be explored and addressed, and a lot of healing needs to be had in that area, because it just seems to be the norm. It seems to be the norm when it comes to guys to just up and leave and go back their business. Some of them never to be seen again. And even if you have contact with your children, it seems to be, for some of them, a bare minimum, and that seems to be okay. Like each night you go to sleep, yeah, you eat and you rest your head on your pillow. You've gone to sleep not knowing whether that child's eaten, yes or no, things like that. I just find it a bit strange, and it annoying, irritating, because you just expect the mothers to just get on with it. What about your input? What about your role? And then when the kids get big, and make something of themselves, then you want to be talking about your son or your daughter. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to start the groundwork from when they're born up until adulthood. I just think it's so unfair, because it just seems to be one rule for men and another for women. Like, for example, I was watching one of these reality American TV shows the other day, and the lady, there's a couple, but they're not a couple, they have a child together, and now the dad is in a relationship with somebody else, and she was having emotional difficulties, and she was asking the dad for help, and he was like, no, I'm not enabling you. Apparently she seems to have these like emotional outbursts and what have you. It's like, no, I'm not going to take my son on that instant when she was asking him for help, because she wasn't feeling too well emotionally. And I just thought, look at that. Okay, you may feel that she's messing around, but this is a mum that seemed to be really distressed. And besides it being on a reality program, these things are real. This is what happens. I mean, no woman in their right mind will go into a situation and have a kid, you know, knowing that she's going to be on her own. Do you get it? Am I even making any sense? Sometimes I just ramble on, and these are the conversations that are constantly going through my mind. Sometimes my kids catch me just talking to myself, but these are things that play in my mind, and I have conversations with young people that may be in that predicament, and I can relate because I myself have been in that predicament, and I find it so heartbreaking, you know, that even over time, over years, the generation after me is still experiencing the same thing. You know, my mum's generation went through this. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. There needs to be some sort of mass healing in that area. You know, absent fathers. I need absent fathers to talk up and why they think that it's okay, or do they think that it's okay, and if not, why stay away so long? I don't know. It's a lot of questions more than answers. So yeah, that's just my rant for the new year. It's not even a rant. I just feel like when something's on your mind or in your heart, to speak about it, because just to let it off your chest so it's out of your system. And I think for me, this social media is a good platform because you're not necessarily bombarding people. You know, sometimes it can be a lot of information and it may come across as negative, you know, stuff like this. But I just think it's good to get it out of my system. And another thing is, you can only but imagine the verbal backlash that will come with a woman upping and leaving. You know, can you imagine a mother just upping and leaving and going about her business? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, it does, but it's predominantly women that are the ones raising their kids in a single parent household. Yeah, it almost seems unimaginable. It's not natural. It's not a natural thing. So why then is there a different response when it comes to fathers? You know, the response is more laid back. Yeah, something definitely to think about. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening in to me rant. I'll be posting some more videos with different topics soon, so stay tuned, stay close to the channel. Please like, comment and subscribe. I'll appreciate that very much. Take care for now. Bye.